It's Patrick at Pals, and I'm back with the 68 Thunderbird. And folks, I just wanted to show you a luxury car from 1968. Now this is your armrest coming down the door. There's all of your buttons. Everything that controls the windows and the seats are right there. Also down here, you've got 6-way. Fore and aft, backwards and forwards, and recline. It's all there. Now, take a look here. This is your air conditioning controls. Max, fresh, off, heat, defrost, okay? Look at how that's set in. It looks like an underdash system that was just integrated into the car. And that's basically what it is. It's an underdash AC system, which was very popular in cars in the 60s, that Ford said, hey, we'll just integrate that into this Thunderbird and people will have air conditioning. That's what they did. It's an underdash, and they made it look like it is factory. It's what they used. Now there's something that you probably will never see again. That is an AM radio with a tape player. Okay, that's an 8-track tape player. That's not a cassette, that's an 8-track. All right, take a look over here. You got a control here for a rear vent and wiper and washers. Okay, over here, you've got your battery gauge and your temp gauge. So you got your alternator, discharge, charge, and then you got your temperature, cold, heat. Okay, or hot. Right next to the speedometer, you got a clock. And of course, you can see the clock doesn't work. That was very common in the 60s. Clocks never worked for very long. Now, we could put a quartz movement in that. This clock would work all the time. That's an easy fix if the customer wants to do it. Next door is the speedometer. It goes to 120. It's got the odometer right below it. Very easy to see. 60 is straight up. That's where you were driving most of the time in the 60s. All right, now you move over here. You got an oil pressure gauge and a fuel gauge. Okay? So you got full instrumentation. Now, check this out. On the radio, you got your speaker, because you got a rear speaker and you got a front speaker. So you move that lever right to left, and that tells the radio where it's going to play. The two knobs, the tuning knob and the volume knob, are right together. Okay, the volume is on the left, the tuning is on the right. Now, there are push buttons for the radio right up here. See them? You got 5 push buttons. So you can set stations on the AM radio, 5 stations at a time. Today, you'd be lucky to find 1. At any rate, I digressed. Now here's a novel idea. This was new. Fasten your seat belt. You know, folks, before the 60s, cars really didn't have seat belts, right? Here's your ignition switch. Put the key in there, turn it. It's out of the way, it's down, out of the way, right? Over here's a glove box. And you got a vent. That's a fresh air vent. That's not an air conditioning vent, that's a fresh air vent. Now, take a look at these seats. They are like brand spanking new. Okay, on the steering wheel, you've got cruise control. Okay, this is all to set your speed. Okay, everything is right there. This is a roomy cabin. It's beautiful inside. Now, let me get in the car. Take a look up here, folks. It's got warning lights. This was really from the space age, right? This is what people wanted to see in the 50s and 60s, right? So you got your belts, your door, your fuel gauge, and your 4-way flasher gauge, right? And it was just, you know, you put them up there because they're cool, and this is what you wanted to drive, right? Take a look at this. This sticker is a Thunderbird, and it said Everett S. Gray. So that's the owner of the car. Isn't that cool? Personalized it, right? They did a lot of things in the 60s to do that. Need a light on your dash? There it is. You can turn it on and off right here. Okay? Everything's there. So again, the speaker, you'd move it one way or the other. It says speaker and balance. So you move that lever. This is your tape. Okay? AM radio, no FM, AM only. Sirius radio, forget about it. Can't have it. This is a great car. Here's your shoulder belt. It's up on the top. Why did they put it up there? Because nobody ever used them. They were just up there for looks, and it satisfied Ralph Nader. Anyway, here's your window for the back. That's the window rocker switch. This is your huge window. It's called an opera window. Well, it's really not an opera window. It's just a quarter vent. An opera window would be back here where we've got the Landau sign, right? You'd have a porthole. That's called the Landau. But this is a Landau top. It really is elegant. This is a beautiful car. If you've got a Thunderbird, bring it to pals. Look at that wheel cover. They didn't really do much with wheels in the 60s. You got wheel covers. Maybe you buy a set of Krager mags for your muscle car. And that's it. Now, talk about tires. This is a full-size car. It's got a 225/75 R15. Now, when this car was made, they didn't have these designations. They had A to H and L on the tire sizes. Now, you've got the 225/75 R15. Still a very small tire for this big a car. It does a great job. This car is sheer elegance. Everything about it exudes luxury. This is a great car. I haven't seen a car this nice in this model in ages. Listen to that door shut. If you've got a 68 Ford Thunderbird, bring it to pals. See you soon.